The wind cuts across the Great Salt Lake like a whisper from something ancient. You can hear it, that hollow moan through the reeds. Then something moves beneath the surface. Too large, too fast for the shallow water. Some say it was a trick of the light. Others swear it was a living thing. But those who have seen it, they don't speak of it lightly. They call it the North Shore Monster. Welcome back, witches and wanderers, to the Morbid Witch podcast, the show where myth bleeds into reality and the old world stirs beneath our feet. I'm your host, Kari, and tonight we travel to the shimmering, silent expanse of Utah's Great Salt Lake. A place so still, so alien, that it might as well belong to another planet. It's here, in this vast, salt-stained wasteland, that a creature is said to dwell. A serpent, a monster, a mystery stretching back nearly 150 years. This is the North Shore Monster. The Great Salt Lake is one of Earth's most haunting bodies of water. What's left of an ancient inland sea, Lake Bonneville, is a remnant of something far larger, a ghost of its former self. No fish swim here. The air is thick with salt and decay. Brine flies rise in black clouds over the shoreline, and when the sun sets, the lake seems to shimmer like liquid glass, blurring the line between sky and water. But for all its desolation, the lake has stories, and among them, one of the strangest legends in North American folklore. A beast that prowls its shores, an enormous serpentine creature said to emerge when the waters churn. A monster the settlers called the North Shore Serpent. Our first written account dates back to 1877. The Korean Reporter, a local Utah newspaper, published a chilling story about two men working near the lake's northern edge. According to the article, they were tending to cattle when they spotted something in the water. At first, they thought it was a drowned animal. Then it moved, fast. They described a massive dark form with a head like a horse's, rising out of the lake and chasing their animals. The men fled, terrified, swearing the creature let out a terrible bellow that echoed across the shore. The story spread like wildfire. Locals began calling it the North Shore Monster. Some claimed it was 20 to 40 feet long. Others said its eyes glowed in the dusk. Soon, the Great Salt Lake wasn't just a geographical oddity. It was cursed to ground. The idea of a lake monster wasn't new, even then. From Scotland's Loch Ness to Canada's Ogopogo, humans have always filled deep waters with deeper fears. In Utah, early Mormon settlers whispered about strange movements under the salt crust. Some believed the monster was a divine omen, a punishment, or perhaps a guardian of something sacred beneath the water. Native stories from the region speak of spirits inhabiting natural places, but no clear record of this creature predates colonial times. So where did it come from? Maybe it was the mind's way of explaining the unexplainable. Mirages dancing on heat waves, the reflection of a passing bird on briny water. Or maybe it came from the lake itself. Because there is something alive in the Great Salt Lake. Something adapted to survive what little can. Let's ground this legend for a moment. The Great Salt Lake is almost 10 times saltier than the ocean. Too harsh for most life. But life does exist here. Brine shrimp, microscopic crustaceans, and a delicate ecosystem of bacteria thrive in the dense water. Could anything larger survive? Probably not. At least, not in the way the 1877 story described. But that doesn't explain what the witnesses saw. Scientists have proposed optical illusions, temperature inversions, and heat mirages that warp reflections into massive shapes. Sound carries strangely across the flat salt plains, too. A distant splash can sound like a roar. And then there's the simplest truth. Humans see monsters when faced with desolation. The mind turns emptiness into movement. Still, no one's ever proven the North Shore monster doesn't exist. Over the years, new sightings have emerged. In the 1980s, a group of birdwatchers near the Spiral Jetty claimed they saw something rise briefly above the surface. Smooth, dark, and alive. In the early 2000s, fishermen on the Bear River spoke of something massive displacing water in the shallows, though nothing was found afterwards but waves and silence. Even now, local folklore keeps the creature alive. Hikers and campers talk of hearing sloshing sounds at night, as if something vast were stirring just beyond the shoreline. In some way, when the salt wind dies down and the water stills, you can see ripples where there should be none. The North Shore monster is more than a legend. It's a mirror. In its reflection, we see our need to find meaning in emptiness, to breathe life into silence. Maybe that's why we create monsters. Not to fear them, but to make sense of the void. The Great Salt Lake doesn't need a guardian, but our imaginations gave it one anyway. A serpentine shadow that swims through both brine and belief. And maybe that's what haunts us most of all. You've been listening to the Morbid Witch Podcast. If you enjoy exploring the world's darker corners, don't forget to follow, rate, and share. You can follow me on TikTok and YouTube. Until next time, stay strange, stay spooky, and remember, the shadows are always watching.